Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. This is your host River Foxen, and we're going to be moving on, I believe, to Ul'Dah next, but we need to talk to Mother Mion here and see where we need to go. So you're not averse to taking a little trip? Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'Dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now, off you go, River, and good luck. Alright, so let's see here. I believe that... Let's see, how much is it going to cost for me to go to Ul'Dah? 231. But I am right by the airship port, so maybe I'll just try taking the airship. At least see how much it costs. To Ul'Dah? Yeah, 120. That's half the price. Alright, so we need to talk to a Momodi. Let's see, what is the way out of here? It's this way. Ruby Road Exchange is where I need to go. Not 100% sure, but I believe so. Yep. And here is Momodi. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now, so if you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Judging by your determined expression, I take it you ain't here for ale. Are you called River Foxen by any chance? Mune sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Yep, let's talk business right away. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Sean. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So this winsome lass is the much-lauded adventurer, is she? Marvelous, marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, my lady. I am Papa Sean, formerly of the Sultansworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Mayhap you'd like to apprise River of her mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at a Magina & Sons mineral concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of the clan known as the Hecatonchires. Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, my lady. The people of that age used the Hecatonchirus to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatonchirus, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well, now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great. And so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Gods bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell Mines are in western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Oh, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amagina & Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell Mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Alright, so we're going to speak with... Oh, he's right behind us. Don't sneak up on me like that, dude. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, miss. I just hope you've got skills to go with them, 'cause things ain't pretty down there. The Hecatonchirus have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second Ul'Dah dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Alright, so now we can go to Copperbell Mines. So that's near Horizon, which is actually going to be a very useful aetheryte to tune to, because we will be going there a lot in the near future. Anyway, first I want to see where the nearest Chocobo Porter is, which is right outside, so that's good, because I think we're going to Chocobo it there. Alright, and Horizon, yes. So yes, pretty soon Horizon is going to be the nearest aetheryte to a place that we're going to be going to a lot. So we're going to attune to that aetheryte, and we're going to set it to be a discount aetheryte. even though I do tend to cheap out and travel by either like chocobo or airship a lot when I can. Obviously on my main character, which is I've got plenty of money and I just teleport everywhere. But in that game, the distances you teleport are really high, so you actually are looking at fees over 1,000 gil if you're teleporting from one side of the world to the other. Or to another world. Alright. So I don't need to talk to him, he's already activated, but I do need to attune to this. And I'm going to register it as a... Should it be the free destination? I think it should be, yes. So this will be my free destination. My discount destination I'll figure out later. And then Limsa Laminsa is my home point. So that's where when I cast Return I go to. Alright, let's summon a critter to help out just in case. Not that I think I'm going to run into anything scary in this part of the world. Yeah, level 10 critters. This is pretty much the same as where we went for the last mission. Okay, this is funny. The description of what to do next on the right says, speak with the Stone Torch. But it's just a guy named Stone Torch. Unless that's like, he is like a Stone Torch, like it's like a knightly order or something. Well, let's see what he has to say. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hekatoncheires? I didn't think that Papa Shan would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can, and enter at will. Alright. So, as usual, I will return once the queue pops. Alright, let's go. Pick up that tiny key. I'm going to open up the door. Alright, supposed to pick up that fire sand over there. Pick up another fire sand from over there. And then we're going to have a boss fight. But first, a bunch of ads will show up before our boss does. Like I said, I wish I had a spammable AoE right now. There he is. So I needed both those things. We'll see if I get anything. Oh, hey, we left him up there. He'll show back up. This is our second boss, and this one has an interesting mechanic in that I'm not going to attack for a while. Alright, take care of that one. Whoa, this is a living fossil. That's interesting. I guess I did a little bit too much damage there. He aggroed me for a second. Luckily our tank picked him up real quick. Slaves no more! Free! Free! He's a big guy. Masters must pay! Masters must die! Never again! Never! So some ads might pop up, but the state of this dungeon at the moment, if we just focus him, we don't even really need to pay attention. Man, we should limit break. I don't know. Unfortunately, didn't put limit break on my bar. Okay, I think somebody just did it. There we go. Let's commend, pass, and pass. Alright, so next we have to report back to Painted Mesa, and he's back at Ul'Dah, so let's just teleport back to Ul'Dah. Nope, wrong way. Uh-oh, am I gonna have to do a fight here? I don't remember that. Well, let's check it out. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ul'Dah will have the material she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papashan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. No! Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. But please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid for it with me own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 as me witness. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg o' ye. I swear on me mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. And who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. Well then, that escalated. Really? Ugh, I'll take care of this. The rest of you can watch. Not bad for an adventurer. Oh, I should have stopped at the 7th ale. Stop bloody gawping at me and give me a hand, will ya? Bugger, bugger, bugger! They were easy. I like the music. I beat him with a book. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hells do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'Dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins, get your dodo tenderloins. Guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that Ul'Dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Madam, are you all right? Oh, what now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy that meat, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Well, who said that? I will overlook this, but just this once. God bless ye, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. It don't bear thinking about. Ever the selfless hero, I see. It has been a while, adventurer. I have been watching you closely ever since you flew out of Limsa Lominsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you have displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. In summary, you have demonstrated all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good, whether you mean it to or not. It is a happy knack, and one which speaks volumes for your character. Yet for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me the most. I speak of the visions you experience. Visions like the one you had mere moments ago, if I am not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with the selfsame talent, you see. If you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fight for a common cause, a cause which would greatly benefit for your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid you in your personal endeavors. Think on my offer a while. Should you decide to accept it, pray speak with Momodi. The proprietress of the Quicksand is a close friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you have been chosen by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and she will tell you where to find us. All right. So, we broke up a little fight here, and now we're being told about the Scions of the Seventh Dawn from our friend that we met earlier. let us end this quest by speaking with Melody. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, you'll probably be all right. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Ah, River, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh-off-the-carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at it with giants in the dark. You're every ilm the adventurer Mioun said you'd be, River. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when... I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Aver, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the woman you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Aver once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask your name. River Foxen. I shan't forget. Thank you, River Foxen. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Adventuring can be a cruel bleeding business. Time was I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, River. Eh? What did you say? You want to know about the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest then. Listen, River, the Scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Alright, well, we're going to follow up with that in the next episode, because this one, I believe, has gone a little long. So anyway, if you enjoyed this Let's Play, be sure to like and subscribe and click the bell icon if you're so inclined, and I'll see you later.